Be bold. All right, I want to share with you why being bold is going to help you go to the next level. Now, I know it's not just me. I know that so many people overthink things all the time. We hesitate, we let it hold us back, and amazing things can happen if we actually just be courageous, be brave, and act with a bold attitude. So about 5 years ago, I started my business, Screen Grab, video marketing business and presentation training. And at the time, I literally had nothing. I would basically run out of money. Okay, so I'd been a TV host for about, a TV personality for about 10, 11 years, something like that. And I'd run out of cash, and because I'd taken a year off and struggled to find work that was something I wanted to do. So I decided I'm going to be bold and I'm going to start my own business. So it was actually a low point, and I was almost had no money in the bank, and I started actually spending money from my money box. I had a physical box with coins and cash in it, and I started to use that, and that was quite a low point for me. And I just remember being like, this is not it. I have to change my life. I have to do something. And I suddenly became very bold. In fact, I walked out the door, and this was actually on New Year's Day of 2020. New Year's Day. I didn't want to see my friends. I didn't want to hang out with nobody. I just wanted to get out there and start growing and building something. And that's exactly what I did. I walked out. Obviously, not many businesses were open. They were on holiday, a lot of them. But I walked around and I walked into one of the businesses I went to was an auto parts store. I walked in there, pitched them my service. I said, look, I run a video marketing business. I'm a producer, and I'd love to hear about your business and see if there's something we can do to help you. And that guy became a customer. He didn't want video, he wanted graphic design, but he became a customer. And I think it was a small sale. I think I made like $300 out of that. But that was the start of my business. That first year we did about 30 grand, and that will include probably some emceeing and stuff that I did. And then I think we doubled it the next year, doubled it again. Last year we did about 250 grand. So it's been growing, but all because I was bold and I went out there and I acted on it. And I know in that point I was in pain, so I kind of was back against the wall, but I could have just gone and got a job. I could have gone and done something that I didn't want to do, but I had to be bold and act on that. And there's lots of times in my life where I haven't been bold, and I haven't married that person, or I haven't taken that opportunity or invested in that advertising, and I missed out because of that. But don't worry, this is not a sob story, okay? Because that's the good thing about life, is that until the end it keeps going, and you can keep learning and you can keep growing. So in a way, I'm grateful for those moments, because now I've learnt to be bold and act. And I think it's something you've got to constantly learn about and act on. And so I've just been to church this morning, and the lovely lady Kathy Monk was talking about this. And she brought up a verse, Ecclesiastes 11:4-6. And this is my summarized version, but it says, do not watch the sky. Do not watch the wind. Do not wait for basically things to be perfect before you act. And don't let it get to the end of the day and your hands have just been idle. So get out there and produce. And it talks about, we don't know the mysteries of God. We don't know if things will work or they won't. There's no guarantee. But we still gotta act. Don't let your hands be idle. Take action. Be bold. Because as a famous quote by Jim Rohn is, look, life is risky. Let me tell you how risky it is. No one's getting out alive. So we've just got to act. And, over the years, I have watched my bank account go up and down. I've been making money, obviously, but sometimes I've spent it on things and made it back and all that kind of thing, and invested money. And I think what's happened is I've started to become more bold, because I've been bold. It makes you more bold. So because I've taken some financial risks early on, and then I've realized that I can make that money back, or it's worked out, it creates a confidence loop. So now I'm like, I'm going to take some more risk. So this year I've started investing in Facebook ads, and I've started hiring an editor, and now I've got some overheads in my business, and I'm taking these risks because I know, look, it does work out. But it never would have worked out if I never took a risk in the first place. So it's kind of like, chicken before the egg. You got to take that risk and then see if it works. And sometimes it doesn't work, but in a way it will work anyway, because you're going to either win or you're going to learn, one way or the other. Obviously big decisions around like who you're going to marry and stuff, you want to put a bit of thought behind that, but also do remember, we are getting older. Like, no one's perfect. We can't just wait for that perfect person. That's probably putting too much pressure on them. Nobody's perfect. And I feel like as I'm getting older, I'm realizing that these decisions have just got to be made. If you want to buy a house, just buy the damn thing. Just like, do the numbers stack up? Okay, good. Just go. Just do it. Take the risk so you can start making gains earlier. And I just want to encourage you to do that. And look, and if you are a believer in God, then just remember that He's with you. You got access to like the ultimate power. Just remember that. How good is it to have that on your side? So just remember that. I just want to see if I've got anything else in my notes here that I want to share with you. One other thing was around, how you've probably got people in your life that inspire you, that you admire. Well, I bet they're bold. I bet they've demonstrated some courage. And if they hadn't, then you probably wouldn't even know about them. And I bet that they inspire you. So just remember that. Look, be that bold person. Because as you step out and you go for your mission and you be bold pursuing that and taking risks to get there, other people are going to see you. People are watching you. And they're going to feel that energy from you. And it's going to inspire them to be bold in their life. So it's not just about you. It's about what you'll do for the world. Imagine if all these great people that we look up to were never bold. We would never know about the amazing things. The musicians, the famous artists, the movie stars, the business people, the school teachers, the personal trainers, just everybody that has been bold and pursued something. They've inspired other people. And we've got to do this because we have to grow in our life. And there's always going to be resistance, but it's that resistance that makes us stronger. Just like working out in the gym, we need that resistance. So I just want to encourage you to just get out of hesitation, because as soon as we start hesitating, we can overthink things and just not act and not do things. So get good at selling yourself on taking that action, and let's make things happen in life. Like, don't let another year go by where nothing much happened in your life. Be bold. Have a story. Look, like I said, we're not going to be on earth forever, so we may as well make it epic. And just every time you have an experience, that becomes a new story that you can share, that adds to your asset of proof, and it adds to your story of growth, which is going to inspire other people. So get out there, be bold, and read that verse, Ecclesiastes 11:4-6. It also talks about how we don't know the mysteries of God. It says that not everything is guaranteed. Don't wait for the perfect time. Don't wait for the perfect moment. In fact, that's what it means to be bold, is to act even when you feel some kind of a fear. You still act anyway. So I'm just trying to light up my screen a bit. There we go. So just make sure that you don't let that control you. Don't make decisions based on fear, but on where you want to go. Go towards that, because that's the only way it's going to happen. So get out there and be bold. You've got this.